and we're going to go into Cecilia Braekhus, the First Lady, one of the reasons that boxing has exploded for the women, the undisputed world welterweight champion. She was actually due to fight on April 17th on the Regis Prograis Maurice Hooker card. She was going to be fighting Jessica McCaskill, which is a great fight. I'm just going to see if Cecilia is on the line, which she is. We're running like clockwork tonight. And we've gone London, LA, Russia, and Big Bear. Cecilia, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. We're going everywhere tonight. I just said we went to LA. We've been to Russia. Now we're in Big Bear, I understand.
Yes.
And if there's anywhere in the world like isolation, it's Big Bear. So you're almost always isolated up there, but now you probably don't even notice what's going on.
Well, it is quite different. Like you say, we're staying inside. We are keeping, you know, our social distances. We are very careful with the hygiene. And our boxing training right now is shut down. So I'm just in a gym keeping my strength and conditioning up. I have a very tough fight coming up.
How do you... I spoke to someone the other day who was due to fight a couple of weeks before you. You, of course, were supposed to go April 17th. And they said that they feel like almost they need another camp when they come back from this, you know, which I didn't really like to hear that. I understand it, but it's going to be one of those situations where right now no one knows when the return will be. I hope that your fight is rescheduled for June, certainly July. But you've almost got to stay ready and focused because that call could come any time to say, right, here's your new date. And it kind of like, if you're not ready, then it's going to put everything back.
Well, of course, when something like this happens, you have to reset. But we are fighters. We are professional boxers. This is not the first time a fight has been off for us. So what we do, we go back to the gym and we stay in shape. We stay ready. Our training changes a little bit, of course, and you know our daily goals and motivation change a little bit. But the main goal is still there, and it's still the fight. So when you get the call about the fight or the show is on, then you should be ready to get back to the gym and get some sparring in and yeah, be ready.
Let's talk about that fight with Jessica McCaskill. She's kind of been a bit of a revelation herself. She had a great fight with Katie Taylor at 135 pounds. One probably gave her one of her toughest fights yet. When she was really inexperienced, Jessica McCaskill came back, won a world title at 140. Unified the division, now steps up. This is a tough fight, isn't it, against McCaskill? She's very game, she's very strong, and she's definitely going to come to fight.
We both fought Farias, which is a brilliant fighter, and I actually thought Farias was going to beat McCaskill. So McCaskill beating Farias, a world champion, so seasoned, so good in experience, that was a big deal. That was huge. So I think those who have followed boxing and followed women's boxing for a while, they know that this is going to be a real tough fight. And those who haven't are the ones who are saying that, you know, this will be just a walkover and then she'll be ready for her next challenge. And that's definitely, McCaskill is definitely not someone you're overlooking. And I'm not doing that either.
Well, obviously at the moment, everyone's talking about future fights with Serrano and Taylor, and we'll come on to that in a minute. That's what everybody is messaging, talking about right now. I have to bring up Clarissa Shields because, you know, she's relentless. I mean, I felt sorry for you the other day on Twitter because I know you're quite quiet. You don't really like any beef. And she's good for boxing because she doesn't stop. You know, she's like on social media all day. She's achieved a great deal as well. But she's just, you know, she's on you, isn't she? She is on you. She wouldn't let go the other night.
I think she has a little bit crush on
It's
me.
quite possible.
No, but you know what you said there, I 100% agree. Clarissa is good for boxing. You know, she brings excitement, and she brings the fans in, and they get very you know, caught up in the whole thing. So she is a good thing for boxing. She's still she's still young and she's still learning how things working out. You know, I've been doing this for a while now. So of course I've been through um, a lot of ups and downs, and it's not the first time I've been in tough weather. But Clarissa, you know, I think I pointed out to everyone why this isn't happening right now, because I'm in a foursome that is quite extraordinary. Like this mini tournament with me, McCaskill, Katie Taylor, and Amanda Serrano. And that's something that, you know, it would take a lot to drag me away from this, to be part of this all world champion, all, you know, potential Hall of Famers. It's quite an astonishing situation right now in women boxing. And for me, starting out when we were not allowed to go to the Olympics, and yes, the whole boxing scene being quite different. I think for me, this is a little bit. It's a little bit different maybe than the girls who went to the Olympics and then went straight to the big promoters and TV screens. I think this has a little bit different meaning for me being a part of all this.
Well, of course, one of the reasons that boxing for women did move into the Olympics was Katie Taylor and her push for that and the Olympic trials and stuff like that. Her fight was due to take place on early in May, May the 2nd, with Amanda Serrano. That's now looking like July. I want you just to give me a little bit of analysis on that fight. I've watched Amanda Serrano a few times now on our shows. I think she punches very hard. She's extremely confident. A few people think that could be a tougher fight than expected for Katie Taylor.
Yes, for me, it's a totally open fight. It's 50-50. I cannot for anything pick a winner here, because they are so good with what they're doing. You know, Katie Taylor is so brilliant, technical, and she's so fast, has a great footwork. Serrano, she's strong, you know, she's relentless, and she's also a pretty good, she's also a good technical and smart fighter. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing fight, and I'm so looking forward to this fight. And then you have the winner of both these fights meeting
That's a
each
natural,
other.
yeah. I mean, basically, the winner of you and McCaskill and the winner of Taylor Serrano is a done deal, really, isn't it? I mean, it's an absolute must. The biggest fight in women's boxing. But when you talk about your weight for that fight, obviously the fight with McCaskill is at 145,
Yes.
and Katie won a world title at 140. She struggled to make 140, or she struggled to reach 140 rather than make it. So you think you could come down a pound or two, or around from 145 to get that on?
Yes, I don't have a problem with that at all. I'm a small welterweight, you know. I walk around as a welterweight. That shouldn't be a problem at all.
Good. And just lastly, Cecilia, obviously you were responsible for the growth of women's boxing in the professional ranks. Just incredible right now to see not only the growth of women's boxing, but also, and we know that there isn't financial parity yet between the women and the men, but we are, you know, we're really making strides and we're getting there. And I think the mega fights are going to start seeing that big money, and you deserve it. You know, I think that I always say that in the press conferences, I don't look at it as men's boxing and women's boxing. It's just boxing. It's a TV product for fans and broadcasters. And if it's entertaining, it's entertaining. And all of the top level female fights are always entertaining.
Yeah, and I'm glad more and more come around to understand that point. You know, we have there's always been unfortunately guys who has more insecurity with themselves and more what can I honestly, some of the most amazing fighters and promoters who's been supporting me has been Tom Loeffler, it's been you, it's been Vladimir Klitschko. I can mention a lot of, but they, like you say, they just see a fighter. They don't see if you're a male or if you're a female. That doesn't matter to them. It doesn't. We all do it for the love of boxing. And I think, you know, it's just so weird to me that what kind of sex you're born with is that correct
Yeah.
in English?
Yes.
Okay. I just
Yeah.
didn't want to say anything weird.
Careful.
I just, you know, it's just that is the thing that is actually deciding what you're going to pay ring.
I understand. I understand. We got there in the end. I just want to say thanks for coming on, Cecilia. I wish you all the best up there in Big Bear, and we look forward to rescheduling the fight with Jessica McCaskill very soon.